Hello everyone, thank you for joining. Today we'll be doing the paneling on the inside here. So I'm going to be putting up 1/4 inch plywood, and I will be using PL Premium to glue it, and then using some brad nails, basically pop them in there just to hold those panels. So yeah, so let's get started. All right, you see that it's starting to come together here. I got a good chunk of the paneling done. I still have the section in the corners, and you can see right now I don't have any windows. I just had to cut a quick hole there just to just let the air line in so I can keep going. That panel there took a very long time to cut. That's by the time the measuring and actually getting to cutting, I was probably a good hour and a half just to lay that one out. But let's put it up and see how it fits. All right, I got the finished paneling this the inside here. These panels here, sorry, I can't really use a tripod. It's just getting a little tight in here. But these panels here. That one in the other side. That one was the tough one. The angles were a little off. You see, I got a little bit of a gap there, but no big deal. It's all going to be covered. We'll be putting some trim pieces in. We'll put something in the cracks there to seam it, and then it's all going to get a nice coat of paint. But sorry to get the bright spot with the lights here, but not too bad. Not too bad. Got the just still have to finish up in the corners there. But yeah, there you go. So everything's paneled. As I'm going to finish seaming all these cracks, then depending on what the weather's like, whether I put a coat of paint on or start building the bed frame and the cabinets as well. I might just start building those because the glue has a lower temperature than paint. So I might just do that and then paint everything later when the temperature starts warming up. Quick update here. We've got the bed. I only want to call this the bed frame. This is just the lower part here. So this is going to actually support the part that actually will have the mattress on, and this is going to the mattress, as I said, was going to a little tilt up, but this is kind of the storage hold here. And then include any videos on actually cutting wood and gluing it, because if you've seen any of my other videos, there's plenty of videos of cutting and gluing. So just a quick update. So yeah, so there's the bed frame in, and then we'll be working on the mattress support for up top. So built the skeleton here of the platform that's actually going to be holding the mattress, and just wanted to kind of put it into the camper onto the base to see how it's going to fit, how it's going to line up before getting too far, and realize it can't get it into the trailer. Fits to the door, no problem. It's just because of the angles of the camper, and then of course the platform's in there, so you have to lift it above the platform and in and twist it, and some of the joints started popping out. So lesson learned, you got to build these things inside the camper. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to make some cuts. And basically I'm going to cut this frame in half so I can get it in, and then I'm going to start reassembling it there. I just got some cross bracing here and on the other side. So I'm going to be cutting it, and this is just going to kind of hold it while I get the cuts. So 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Well, I'm not super happy with the way that turned out, but yeah, it is what it is. I ended up doing some pocket screws there just to try and get her together. I got PLP removing the joint and a tool just to hold it down while it sets. That's not going to be the only joint. Like, there's going to be plywood layered on top of it, and then there's going to be side pieces as well bracing it. So it's not crucial, but it's not ideal either. So there's another lesson learned. When building the bed, it gets built inside the camper. Oh well. That's how today started. Alright, so we got the subframe there re-glued back together, and then I've got now plywood sitting on top, and that's been glued and brad nailed to it, so it's been cured now for about 24 to 36 hours. So I'm going to just use the little router there with a flush cut bit, and I'm just going to trim up the overhang here, so that's nice and square, and then there's going to be other pieces I'm going to butt up against that. So I'll get the router going and clean that up. Okay, I've got the skirting boards installed, so everything was cut using the flush cut bit on the router, so trimmed it nice, and then got these skirting boards in. They're there to add a little bit of stability, a little bit of support to the frame, make it a little bit more rigid, but also to prevent the mattress from sliding around while the trailer is in motion here. Also have the lift kit installed. So that's going to be open. You see the shocks in there. This is going to be storage, as well as the electrical components like the battery chargers and all that are going to be in here as well. When it's closed up, has a little bit of a warpedness to it, but it's just one of the shocks seems to be pushing up harder than the other one. Doesn't take much weight to hold it down. So once you get the mattress on there, that's going to be nice. The next step is I'm going to start cutting some wood for the cabinetry. Get that going. Still waiting for some nice weather to paint, so we'll just keep moving along until we can, paint the interior. I started working on the cabinets, and I wanted the cabinets to be 18 inches deep for the like kitchen cabinets and clothes and all that, and I made these at 17 inches, so I had to glue you see here on the side, I had to glue a 1-inch strip in there, so got that all clamped up, letting that dry. It's going to be on the inside, you're never going to see it, but so yeah, I think once should be hidden fairly decent. So once this dries up, I'm going to just run it through the table saw just to make sure it's cut at the 18 inches to match the solid piece that I have, the solid piece of plywood for the visible side. So this one's going to be getting inside the wall, so you won't see it. It's just going to be me, you, and maybe the 10 other people that watch this video that will know about it. So just let this dry up, and then yeah, we'll see what happens. This here is going to be the platform for the cooler. Originally I was going to go put it on the ground, but I actually didn't want to bend over to take things in and out of the cooler, so I actually raised it, so I beefed it up a little bit so it can handle the weight up, call it 2 feet off the ground. And then we got a base, or in the far corner here, we got a start of a shelving unit coming, or a shelf I should say. So it's coming. A lot of woodworking here. Maybe one of the few, if not only, electronics channels that doesn't actually do anything with electronics. Okay, got a couple of the shelves made for the cabinet. The first cabinet anyways. top. Obviously the panel's a little bit longer. Just cut it from some scrap from the walls. I'm just going to use the router just to clean this up. But I just wanted to got this on, glued it on. I purposely made it a little bit bigger, just so I could use the flush cut bit on the router to cut glue and everything and make it nice and beautiful. So let's get the router set up and we'll just zip that right now. All right, there you go. So still have to sand that down a little bit, but didn't do too bad of a job. Looks like the bearing came in a little bit too much in the front, but that's okay. You can see where the, if it's going to show up on camera or not. Right in, no, bad lighting right now, but this is a little track where the bearing came in a little tight. I actually started grooving at the board, but that's okay. By the time we sand that down, paint it up, you won't even notice. So I'm going to do the other one, and then we can start assembling the one of the cabinets. All right, so here we are. Just, have some of these pieces assembled here for this cabinet, for the first cabinet here. Still need some finishing work done, obviously, but it's a good start here. This wide opening here is on purpose, as is this extending out. I've got a electric cooler that I want to put basically in here, so it's elevated so you can open it. You don't have to bend down to get your food in and out of it. Originally the switches and stuff like that, I was going to build a thing here for the switches. I'm not entirely sure how I want to do that yet, so I'm just going to pause on that until inspiration strikes me. But to get all this stuff here, I end up taking like my positioning squares and then just clamping those kind of in place, and then gluing and screwing things together here. So, but yeah, it's coming. All right, today is the day that we are going to put the windows in. Clearly, I haven't had a chance to finish all this, so I cheated and just painted around the windows where, yeah, getting close to a camping trip, and I need this sealed so that I can actually come out. So without further ado, I'm going to put these in and put the skylight in as well. The windows have been installed. So here is the left window. This one is a closed window, and there's the one on the right. That one is open right now, so you can see it. They tilt out, a hinge at the top, and of course the skylight's in there. This still has the space between the window and the inner ring, the mounting ring. I'm not sure how I'm going to fill that yet, or how I'm going to finish that, but that's a future problem. But yeah, this is a huge achievement. Technically this thing can come out of the garage and actually be outside now, so that's cool. But now that means the next phase is getting it out of the garage, which currently this thing stands at 92 inches, and a garage door is of course 82, 83 with the trim and everything on it. So that's the next fun part. But before we can get us out, I need to tidy up the garage, and because I'm gonna have to lower, we'll get to that. But yeah, so that's my next thing now, is to actually start tidying the garage. And next time you see this, the next video will be this coming out of the garage. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Sorry about that, almost forgot to show the outside of the window. So that is the side window that's open. It still has its protective film on it. And I'll come around to the front here. Let's see if we can get and there's the skylight there. filthy.